Welcome to Rokk Around the Clock for bite-sized Google Stadia news and information. In today's show, an update on StateShare, taking Stadia on the road, and a new release date for Far Cry 6. But first, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss out on the latest Stadia news. If you'd like to support my content, please consider joining Team Rokk by hitting the join button on this page. With a unique monthly prize draw for all members and exclusive weekly content, everyone's a winner. In yesterday's show, we touched on StateShare and how it's being readied for release on Google Stadia. Well, we actually have a date for this, as it was pointed out to me that Hitman 3 has actually been confirmed as coming with the full StateShare feature and is due for release on January the 20th. As a game with many different ways to achieve objectives, it's a perfect StateShare candidate, and being able to ask for help on a particular challenge could be a literal game changer. Earlier in December last year, new studio DigixArt, headed by an ex-Ubisoft employee, showed a trailer for a game that they've been working on, Road 96. Billed as being very much in the genre of road movies, the founder, Johan Finet, stated that the game would feature multiple outcomes in an almost procedural fashion, meaning a different experience each time it's played. At the end of December, VentureBeat interviewed Finet, who revealed that the game was being supported financially by gaming PC maker HP and, more interestingly, Google Stadia. In the interview, Johan states how the project could not have happened without their support and that working with them has been an amazing experience. He states that Google Stadia is unique in cloud gaming because it has both the platform and the technology to deliver the perfect experience versus others in the field who are simply leveraging existing platforms. He is also bullish about the future of cloud gaming, stating that we are in the final era of consoles and that in 2 to 4 years' time, cloud gaming, and Google Stadia in particular, will dominate. Definitely worth a read, and we can't wait for Road 96 to appear on Stadia later this year. Back in July 2020, Ubisoft revealed a trailer for the new Far Cry 6, featuring Breaking Bad villain Giancarlo Esposito against a backdrop of the beautiful, if fictional, Caribbean island of Yara. The trailer promised a rich cinematic experience amid an explosive story. Ubisoft also promised new mechanics and possibly a multiplayer aspect, further solidifying Far Cry 6 as one of the most eagerly anticipated games of 2021. The game was originally set for release on February the 18th, but in October, Ubisoft announced that it would be setting back release to give the team more time to make an unforgettable game, with no date specified. A Ubisoft earnings call in October stated that it would be sometime during its 2021 to 2022 fiscal year, leading to the inevitable conclusion that it may not be seen at all in 2021. Today, in an article on NME.com, a new date has come to light, however. Spotted within a reputable Dutch retail site, Proxys, was the release date of April 30th, 2021. As Ubisoft's fiscal year starts April 1st, this does fit within its 21 to 22 timeframe, although it's impossible to know without official confirmation whether this was simply a guess on behalf of the retail site. On the plus side, Ubisoft Plus should have universally rolled out by April, allowing anyone with a subscription to play it without buying it first on Google Stadia. It's a far cry, but let's keep our fingers crossed. And that's a wrap for today's Rokk Around the Clock. Join me, Rokk, for another bite-size update of Google Stadia news tomorrow. And don't forget to check out my other shows, which you can find nearly every day of the week.